The word choice is defined as the act of selecting or making a decision when faced with two or more possibilities. Basically saying that whenever you have a situation where certain different options are available as choices to be decided upon, the act of choosing is picking a certain one. But in that, do we ever actually get to select one? Or was it always inevitable that we were going to pick a certain one of the few? That's what I want to talk to you guys about today. Hi, welcome to Perplexities with Perplexality. I am Perplexality here, and today we're going to be talking about what it actually means to make a choice, or more precisely, predetermination. And what that means. So basically, to look at all of predetermination, we have to understand exactly what it is, then what evidence we have to support it, and then exactly how we should act based on this new information. Now, we'll go ahead and look at what it exactly is. Predetermination has been a big idea in philosophy for a very long time. I don't want to confuse it with predestination. That is a very religious idea. It kind of works around the same parameters and the same guidelines, but we're not going to talk about that. It's predetermination, basically, that in this universe, whenever you're giving certain options, will you ever actually have to pick one? Saying that, do you ever actually have the ability to choose another one? Could you have gone a different path, or did you have to pick this certain path and have to do it this certain way? And it's kind of a scary idea, because a lot of people in the world kind of act like they have a choice. You know, when we punish criminals, we assume that they had a choice in the matter, and we punish them likewise. But did we ever have a choice? Did they ever have a choice to act any different way? And that's what predetermination really is. It's saying that, do you ever actually get to choose how your life is going? And this is kind of a primitive idea, but it kind of gets into a really interesting idea of philosophy if you haven't already explored it. Now, what evidence do we have to support it? Now, mathematically and scientifically, we have chaos theory. If you remember that from the last Perps with Perp, then pretty much what chaos theory is a branch of science that says if you know all the base inputs of a system, then you're able to calculate all of the outputs of the system and how it's going to end. So basically, saying if you knew the energy state of air and position and bond of every particle in the entire universe right now, then you would theoretically be able to tell how the rest of the universe is going to play out. And it's kind of an interesting idea, because it's basically saying that you're able to see the future based on math. Now, how this helps predetermination is that if you're able to calculate precise choices down to exactly what choice someone's going to make between chocolate and vanilla ice cream, then did they ever really have a choice between chocolate or vanilla? Or were they going to have to pick one or the other eventually, because that is what they were predestined to do? If you aren't satisfied with that, theists also have another idea. And if you aren't a theist, it's so interesting to kind of hear the idea. But basically, they believe that God is all-knowing in most religions. Whether you do or don't believe in him, the usual idea given is that he is all-knowing. Meaning that he knows how everything is, was, and will be. And actually in science, you look at this, it's actually someone seeing the fourth dimension. The fourth dimension is an imaginary dimension that we can't actually see, which is time. And anyone who can see in that dimension basically sees how things were, how things are, and how things will be. So it's kind of so for most religions, you kind of say that God exists in the fourth dimension, saying that he is all-knowing, he knew everything that came before, and he knows everything that will come after it. So, with the popular idea behind this, since he knows how the future is going to be, he has to know exactly what choices everyone's going to make to lead up to that. So if he knows your choice, that means that you're going to have to make that choice eventually. You don't have the option to choose a different path, choose a different way of going about it. Now, so basically that's just another way of coming full circle with this concept, to state that, do we really ever have a choice in the matter? But you know, you go out in the universe and it feels like we do have a choice. It feels like about different things. And I'm not here to sway you one way or another. I'm just here to present you with an interesting idea that I think you kind of do need to mull over in your head. But inevitably, the choice is yours to make, and you'll have to pick which one you really want to believe in. So what does this really mean for people of the world? Now, a lot of times in religion, this means that did we ever really have a choice in going between heaven or hell? Did we ever have a choice? And that's just Christianity, but in many religions, it's about did we really have a choice about following the doctrine of this certain religion and ever being able to actually participate in it and get the benefits of it. Other ideas being that pretty much, do people ever really have a choice in the matter of what they're doing in their everyday lives? I was watching a debate about this same idea, which is kind of where I got the idea to do it. But basically, it came down to the idea that they're leaving a really interesting premise for should predetermination being a thing. The guy who was arguing against predetermination said that, so let's say you have a serial killer, and he killed 20 people, let's say. Did he ever have a choice to kill those people, or was it inevitable that he was going to kill those people based on his body chemistry, based on how he was growing up, his childhood, his family members? Did he ever really have a choice in any of those matters? And it's kind of an interesting idea, because you're pretty much arguing and debating with the idea of whether or not these certain people who commit crimes ever really chose to do the crime. Should we look at them sympathetically because they can't help doing the crime any more than their victims could help being victims of the crime? Now, it's not to discount, if anyone it was a victim of a crime. I'm not saying definitely one way or another. It was just an interesting premise in a debate, because it kind of lays kind of weird groundwork for exactly what does this mean to change our lives. We obviously shouldn't change our criminal justice system based all around the fact that we might not believe they actually do or don't have a choice. So it's kind of weird that if everyone didn't believe they had a choice, we might actually completely treat criminals an entirely different way. Or how we judge certain people. Should we judge people from lower class backgrounds for what they do, or was it impossible for them to act any different way? That's what predetermination really means for a lot of people's lives and what it means for us. Now, before I leave you guys with that, I do want to say that it is more convenient to act like predetermination isn't a thing, because that's how society is based. Society is based on the fact that that people have choices in the matter of whatever they do. So that is just kind of a convenient way to look at it. So, but pretty much the choice is up for you to however you want to believe it, and however what you're going to act based on this new information. But today we talked about what is predetermination, what it exactly means, and the evidence that all comes to support predetermination as a whole. And I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Please remember to comment, rate, and subscribe for more stuff like this, and leave ideas for future videos in the comment section below. I'll definitely try and get back to them as soon as I can. But again, thank you guys for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, and have a great day. ODST, out.